Students, what is the saddest event you have seen in school? When I was in middle school, there was a kid who was really quiet. He didn't have friends since he looked weird and just didn't fit in with anybody, so he just kept to himself. One day, this group of scene kids were acting all friendly to him, like they were hanging out with him and everything. Then in the library, when it was this girl's birthday, he came up to her with this little brown lunch bag and said, "Happy birthday," which just about shocked everyone because he never spoke to someone voluntarily. He always waited until someone would speak to him or ask him a question. She opened it, and it was a silver necklace he made himself. It was really pretty. It had glass lined up almost in the swirl, and the glass was cut to look like a little diamond, and they were glued on a shell. She gave him a big hug, and everyone saw that he turned red and looked a bit nauseous afterward. Months later, they were found passing notes and hanging out more. Some kids thought they were dating. Everyone else knew he had a crush on her. The two looked cute together. They would eat, read, and laugh together. He was even there for her when she, hey, guy trouble. Some of the teachers called him her angel. Everything was going fine for them until he found out that she had been sharing their notes to their friends, some of which had really private things about him, like how his father abused him when he was younger, and how he had testicular cancer a couple years prior. Naturally, he just blew up and confronted her. I have to say, the look on his face will always stick with me. In the middle of their fight, she just went out and said that they were never friends, and that the reason why she acted like a friend was because he was ugly and felt sorry for him. He calmed down but was visually heartbroken, so he just turned around and walked away. About a week later, he just stopped showing up to classes, but people kept saying that they saw him eating his lunch outside at the end of the field. Well, it turns out that he ended up getting in school suspension for some reason. Whether it was that fight he had with that girl, or if he got in a fight, nobody really knows. He got back to keeping to himself. You wouldn't see him with those groups of kids anymore. Less and less people started seeing him until it was like he disappeared altogether. 2. RNS out, he has been either skipping school or being locked up alone in school suspension. The school then found out that he has been getting bullied on the bus and at home. On the bus, he would be thrown around from seat to seat in the back, and then would be followed home while the same dirtbags would throw rocks and erasers at him. The teachers went with the same gag of, there's no proof of bullying, so there was nothing anyone could do, but it was apparent that the bullying was getting worse. One morning, he was seen eating lunch again, but he was wearing a jacket. It was late April, and the temperature would peak at around 90 degrees. The teachers took him to the counselor, and they ended up finding out he had been hurting himself for the past month. Instead of getting him help, they just stuck him in school suspension again. Then came the rumors that he ate rats for lunch. It would all be over because he was found unalive in the in-school suspension room he was locked in. The school then held an assembly to announce his passing, and for some reason everyone was sad. I personally was really shocked, and I honestly felt at fault for not doing anything. The group that pretended to be his friends all acted like they loved him. Their sounds of crying were so fake. The girl he had a crush on acted like she lost the love of her life, how he was always there for her, and ended up throwing a huge pity party for herself.